It was a heinous crime more than a decade ago. The scars still fresh, yet the victim's mother is willing to forgive her daughter's killers.
It's been really hard.
October 3rd, 2002. Gwen Araujo attended a house party in Newark. It was the last time the transgender teen was seen alive.
There was so many hours that went by that they had time enough to stop what they were doing, but they did not.
The final hours of her life were bloody and painful. A group of young men she'd met that summer beat, strangled, hogtied, then buried the Newark high school student's body in the Sierra foothills.
They buried her 3 feet deep and they placed 3 boulder rocks on her body so that the animals wouldn't dig her out. The heaviest boulder rock was placed on her face. It took 3 sheriffs to remove that boulder rock, so it had crushed her head and the side of her face.
No one from the party reported the crime, but 2 days later, one of the killers, Jaron Neighbors, confided in a friend. 2 weeks later, he led deputies to her body. Neighbors Jason Casares, Jose Merrill, and Michael Magidson claimed trans panic as a reason for the murder. Gwen was in fact a biological male named Edward, and that deadly night, she'd had sex with 2 of her 4 killers.
She didn't deserve to die. This kid was so full of life and had goals and dreams of her own.
Neighbors and Casares both served prison time for manslaughter and have since been released. But Merrill and Magidson, who were intimate with Gwen, both got the maximum, 15 to life for second-degree murder. Just last month, Merrill's parole was approved with the blessing of Gwen's mother, Sylvia. She forgives Merrill now, saying Merrill has always shown regret, and forgiveness is a part of her own healing process. In fact, Sylvia empathizes with Merrill. While in prison, his daughter died.
When he lost her, he didn't get to say goodbye. He no longer gets to hold her or love her or hear her voice, just as I don't.
But Sylvia says Magidson is still unremorseful and agrees he's unfit to be set free. At his own parole hearing last month, he said he needed more time in the system to deal with substance abuse issues. His parole was denied.
There's just nothing there but evil and cold, and it's really sad.
And until he acknowledges his role in her daughter's death, Sylvia says she will continue to oppose Magidson's release. And she'll never stop fighting for the transgender community, a promise she made at Gwen's funeral.
Well, I'm proud to say that I know that my daughter's death started the whole transgender movement.
2015 held a record for transgender people killed in the U.S. with a total of 21. Unfortunately, there's still people being killed for who they are. This year's number surpassed last year's with a total 23 trans homicides across America.
We have a lot of work to do because there's still a lot of danger out there and there's a lot of evil people out there that will do what they did to my daughter 14 years ago.
It's been more than a decade, and the life of pain has left emotional scars. Sylvia says she now has PTSD. Before her daughter's murder, she was a legal secretary for nearly 2 decades.
I've never not had my own place, my own dresser, my own closet.
Now she's unemployed, homeless, and living in a friend's car. Her current plight doesn't cloud her mission as she continues to fight for lives that are taken because of hate. Reporting in Newark, Alicia Reed, KRON 4 News.